All right, what is up, everyone? Divine Hood here again. Gonna do a video update on Ethereum. I just want to give a shout out to Alex Russell. Appreciate you giving me this reminder, man. I do gotta check the comments because I'm asking you guys to post in the comments, so I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna check out Ethereum right now. So let's go ahead and zoom out here. I'm gonna zoom out onto the weekly chart, and I'm gonna show you guys. Let me get rid of this thing here. Ethereum, we've got some key things with Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't made a new all-time high like Bitcoin, but I am eventually watching for it to make a new all-time high. One of the things that Ethereum I see immediately is a pretty good pitchfork pull from the lows of the bear market to the next higher low down to the next low made. And if you look at this, you can see that Ethereum has been in this key pitchfork, this ascending pitchfork, the entire move up of the bull market, not near as parabolic as Bitcoin's, but it is really respecting this pitchfork on high time frame levels, and it's something to watch for trades. So I'm going to zoom back in onto the daily chart, and we're going to look at this pitchfork more in detail. Immediately, right now, what I could tell you guys is this midline has been very strong resistance, and you can see we came up to it twice and had very clear rejections twice from the pitchfork midline. And since we've had that rejection from the pitchfork midline, we have fallen down to the next major support level, this lower pitchfork band. And right now, Ethereum is holding the band, and we have not closed a daily below this band. So right now, it is still acting as support on a daily time frame. You can see here we saw a pretty aggressive wick. Now, with this wick that we saw on Ethereum, I do not like how it went down to $3,100 because we did not take the liquidity of all these lows here, these semi-equal lows here. Also, if we do a fib pull from the last big daily low to the high, you can see that the golden pocket is coming right around that liquidity level. It's right at that liquidity level there. So one of the trades that I love taking is a swing failure pattern into a golden pocket. So we take the liquidity of all those lows into a golden pocket and then move up. Now, what would be even better is if we, with Ethereum, we're in this pitchfork band, and oftentimes in this pitchfork band, let me back up here and show you some of this. We will see a little bit of chopping within the band for a few days, and when it holds as support or when it's acting as a support, and then we'll push up. So I think if we have a few days of chop within this band over the low volume holiday weekend and just through a few days here, we could probably chop within this band, lose it, come back down, and then come to the bottom of the pitchfork in alignment with the golden pocket and the swing failure pattern. So that 2950 level ish could be a really good support for Ethereum, where then we could see it kind of come try to tackle that band, reclaim the band, and make another move higher. So that's Ethereum. That's what I would ideally want to see play out on Ethereum. With Ethereum, we also have to watch what Bitcoin's doing and watch the total market cap as well. And also you could watch the total 2 chart because that includes Ethereum in it. So that's what I would like to see on the daily time frame for Ethereum. That would be a really good, this 3,000 to 2,950, 2,900 would be a really key level I'm looking to long as a possible swing long on Ethereum to take it up even to the all-time highs, or at least to take it up to the golden pocket. If we did see, let's say we got that theoretical drop, we'd go from the high to the low here, and if that would take a while, of course, it would take some time, we would see the golden pocket retrace. So say we chop around in here for a little bit, come back down, hit this, then the golden pocket retrace will be in a bearish backtest of this lower band of the pitchfork. We could either reject there and continue down, break the trend, or we could hit here. We could do something like when we come up from this, hit into the golden pocket, reject for the first time, but hold the lower band as support and then continue higher. So that's something that I'd be watching for. That's going to take a few days to play out because you've got to remember this is a daily chart. So it's going to, this could happen all the way at the end of January 30th or so. And then we might not drop to support until mid-January-ish. So we got to be watching that and watching the time frames on that. Now, if I'm just going to stay on this daily chart and I'm going to look at some key things happening here, I'm actually going to hide this pitchfork now. And we're just going to look at this price action here since this last parabolic high in March, the highs in March. First thing I look at, I can see I'm going to take the high from March here, go to the next lower high. It's almost a parallel channel we're seeing here. And you can see that it's trading pretty nicely within this parallel channel. The midline of the channel also happens to align with this golden pocket and the liquidity grab here. So that's more confluence for support around $2,950, $2,900 on Ethereum. We could also do a range pull from the last range before we broke that little range down, just this little bit of price action here for that, 4 months of accumulation that we saw, 4 months of ranging that we saw. You can see that the value area low of this range as well is also in perfect confluence with this golden pocket. That's more confluence for support, about 29.50. That's looking like really key level for me. So that's what I'm looking for as the support. I probably wouldn't want to long Ethereum until we get down to there, until we take the liquidity of all these semi-equal lows here. You can see all these semi-equal lows, and then we could wick down into that to the golden pocket, take the liquidity of all those lows, stop out all the traders that have been long since this is broken out, and then continue the trend higher on Ethereum. Now, we do also have this little range here. If we do a range pull of this little range from August to November, just this few months, we have the value area high of this range. Let's see if this is in alignment with the 786. So 786, yeah, it's pretty close to the 786. So if we break the golden pocket, the 786 into the value area low of this range is another level to be watching. I wouldn't want to break that golden pocket. If you want to remain really bullish on Ethereum, you're going to want to probably hold that golden pocket around 29.50 there. Let's zoom in here now, and let's go to the lower time frames. So let's go to a 2-hour chart here. Let's check this out. Yeah, I'd say we could do a range pull from present day to this high right here on November 11th. And remember, November 11th is when Bitcoin started that key ascending channel. So when the same time frame that Bitcoin's been doing a key ascending channel, Ethereum's kind of been forming this. It's going up, but it's not as aggressive. And it's more of a range, I would say. It's more of a horizontal range, I would say. One thing I can see right off the bat here is we're losing the value area low. Here we wick down below it, but I bet you if we go on to, let's go on to a 4-hour chart here. It's a little bit different pull with a 4-hour. Okay, so let's go back to the 2-hour chart. We didn't really close too much below this value area low, but now we're losing it again. And if we are losing this value area low, if we come back up to back test it here, which is also the VWAP, and we reject again, then that might be another sign. If we come back up here, hit into here over the next day or two, and then it might be a sign. If we reject that, then we might be losing that range, and we might continue to the downside. And that key support there, that key support of 3,000 to 2,950-ish is what I'd be watching for on Ethereum. All right, let's zoom back out to the hour chart here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's not much going on. Ethereum's kind of a simpler chart here. What we could do as well, let's do an anchored VWAP. Let's pull an anchored VWAP from this last key low on the daily here. All right, so we're breaking the anchored VWAP of this last key low. You can see we broke it. We came back up. Let's go on to the daily chart here. Yeah, we came back up. We kind of tried to get above it on the daily, but we failed that, and now we're dropping more. So I would say that Ethereum is more likely to go to that downside. Let's take it from this low here. Okay, yeah, you guys, looks like Ethereum, that golden pocket there, that level. Let's take it to this one here. Yeah, golden pocket. So look at this. From the bear market lows here, not bear market lows, but these last big lows at 2,000 in August 2024. If we pull an anchored VWAP from those lows there obviously it's going to measure the volume from this level onwards. You can see that the key support is also within this golden pocket, right around 29, to be real precise, and this is the Bybit chart, 2965-ish is where the anchored VWAP is of the key last major low on the weekly time frame. Yep, that weekly low here, which is also the bottom of that kind of horizontal parallel channel we just pulled. And so 2950 is the golden pocket. It's a liquidity grab of the last daily lows, and it's the anchored VWAP from the low here. So that 2950 level, man, 2965, I'd really be watching that to kind of, that's a major long, possible swing long position for me. Okay, we can go now to, we could take an anchored VWAP from the highs, and let's check this out. Yeah, so it looks like we rejected the first time we tested anchor VWAP, we rejected pretty hard from it, and we haven't been able to come back and retest it. So even if, say, let's say this, let's do a theoretical fib pull. We do that, we drop to the 0.65, that 2960 level. The anchor VWAP's not even really in confluence with that. So, and I don't see any good local channels here. Maybe if we zoomed in on the day, like day trading style, we kind of have a same parallel channel forming, or yeah, a descending channel forming. So we could take it from this high to these highs here, bring it down to the low. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's a very important channel. Let's bring it to this low. You know, Ethereum, gosh, this is a tough one. This channel is being nicely respected. You can see the high, the midline. You know, midline was kind of acting as resistance here. We got a drop. So the midline of this channel as well. So say it takes some time. Say we come up to the top of this channel on the intraday, just kind of like Bitcoin is seeing a little bounce from that golden pocket. We come up here, we reject from this. Maybe we will continue down to kind of hit into this, which would also be the midline of this channel, as well as many key support, confluences of support there. So Ethereum, I wouldn't be trying to long this until we get down to there at least. And if we, let's go ahead and zoom out here onto the 2-hour chart again. Let me get rid of this steep channel. Let me get rid of this. We do have the lows that were these flash crash wick lows here. This was December 20th. So this is not the same December 5th lows that we saw. Let's see. Yeah, so Ethereum didn't get as near as a flash crash as Bitcoin on December 5th, but we did get a pretty big wick on the 9th here, or on the 20th, I'm sorry. On the 20th, we got a pretty big drop to the downside. And since then, it's just kind of been grinding down. From the 4,000, we've been grinding down. I would suspect that we are going to come to take these lows. We're going to hit into this golden pocket at 29.65. There's a lot of confluence for support there. I'd be looking for that. Let me zoom back out onto the daily chart. Let's look at this on the daily. What we could do is a bearish pitchfork pull from 4,000 here down to the next low, and we could pull it to here. Let's do, and I'm going to change this to a skiff pitchfork. I don't really like that. No. Okay, let's change it. Okay, so yeah, not much here, you guys, for Ethereum. I would just be watching that 2950. That's the next support level. 2965 is the next support level I'd be watching for Ethereum. The other thing you could do is you could do a larger fib pull from the bottom of those weekly, that last key weekly low, to the high that we just created. And check this out. This is actually very nice. So if I do that pull from this low here on August 5th to the high that we just made the other day, and you look at this golden pocket is very nicely aligning with the box of support of these last prior highs. So you can see when we were in this box of support here, you can see how many times in this range that we were in, this range here, you can see how these highs were pretty well respected as resistance. Now they're going to be flipping to support on a very trending market on macro timeframes. When you have a consolidation such as this, and then you break it to the upside, sometimes in healthy markets, you'll break it to the upside. Now you're going to come back down to test it as support to see if it's going to flip to support on macro time frame levels, and then you can continue higher. And so those are the two key levels I'd be watching for Ethereum for supports, is that 2965 first and foremost. That looks like a really good support where I'm going to set alerts, and I'm actually going to try to, let's do this right now. Let's click this. Let's add an alert. Okay, possible swing long here. All right, and now when we're coming down to that level, by the way, you guys, you'd want to be looking for confirmations on your indicators. So I'd be on a 4-hour time frame. I'd be looking for bullish divergence on the the time on the 4-hour time frame. So actually this would really play out nicely. You can see here we had this low the other day, which made a pretty big momentum wave to the downside, and now we're kind of forming this kind of blobbing blowout butt cheek. But if it continues for a few days and we go like this into the, and then this comes down into that 2965 level, we would be confirming bullish divs on the 4-hour chart here. And that would be a really nice confirmation to take a swing long from 2965. So that looks pretty good to me. That's something I'd be looking at. Let's go back to the daily chart now, and let's look at possible resistances here. So we're going to go back to that pitchfork here, and the next key resistance, I would say even just coming back up to test the midline again. Oftentimes when a midline rejects you like this multiple times, it will still act as a tough resistance the next time you come up to it. So we do have that pitchfork midline that we need to be watching. Let's zoom out onto the weekly chart. Okay, and then really the all-time high, I don't see much weekly levels that we haven't taken liquidity on. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I really don't see much here. So we could look at these last prior, we could look for an SFP of these kind of semi-equal highs at this level here. Get that back on. Here at 4,100-ish, we could be looking for an SFP there because we have the liquidity resting above this high and the liquidity resting above these two highs. Even though they're not completely equal, they're very semi-equal. So we could be looking for that. And of course, if we did that, it would be an SFP into that pitchfork midline again, where we could see another crash down. But that's it for Ethereum. I know this chart looks really messy right now. So I'd be watching for, right now, I would not be interested. Okay, if you're bullish on Ethereum right now and you think Ethereum's going to hold and you think Bitcoin's making a higher low with that golden pocket retest that we're seeing just today in the last hour or so, Ethereum is still holding its daily candle at this pitchfork band of support. So let's zoom in here and let's look at this. If we reject here and we can continue down, I almost guarantee we're going to come to this golden pocket and this 3,000 to 2965 level. If we can reclaim this, let's go on to the hourly chart. If we can reclaim this band on the hourly, say we come back up here, we hit the VWAP, and then we kind of reclaim it, I would be looking for, first of all, my first take profit at the top of this pitchfork band. Let's do a theoretical fib pull, or not, it's not theoretical because it's actually here. Yeah, sure enough, you can see the golden pocket's really close to the top of that band as well. If it takes some time, then we could do something like, we could continue, let me get rid of this. We could reclaim the band, come back up, hit to the 786, wick to the 786, but close an hourly candle or a 4-hourly candle at this level and then continue down. And it is very possible that happens because when we are in these bands, this support band here, oftentimes you will start us to see a range within this band. And you can already see we're starting to form a range. So if we take it from there to the bottom of the crash, sure enough, the value area high is there too. So if you're looking for a scalp trade on Ethereum, if we reclaim this level that we're at now, say we come up to the VWAP, we reject from the VWAP, but we back test on a very low time frame, maybe 5-minute, 15-minute, and hold this band, the lower support of this band, then you could long this. You would long this here. You'd put your stop below this local low here, and then you would bring it up to the top of the pitchfork band support in confluence with the value area high of the mini range and the 786. And you can see there, that's a pretty good, let's see here. I mean, that's only a 1.66 risk reward ratio. So that's not even that good. One thing that you could do is you can move your stop up to the value area low. If you break the value area low, then you're most likely going to come back down. So you could do that. That would give you a little bit better risk reward of 4.8. But technically, to be a technically sound trade, you'd want to put it below this low here. So that's something you could be looking at on the daily. Remember, we are in a low volume holiday weekend. I think it's very, very possible that we just continue to chop around in this band for a while. If we reject now and lose it, then of course we might continue down. And in that case, Bitcoin would probably be losing that golden pocket. If I go back to Bitcoin real quick, not that one, this one. Bitcoin would probably be losing the golden pocket pull that we're at now, which is from here to here. Golden pockets. And if we lose this, then Ethereum's probably going to reject from that band, and we're going to make new lows on both of them. So I hope this helps a little bit with Ethereum. I will check the comments more to try to keep you guys updated more on coins when you ask me. Thank you guys for your support. Also, real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Casper, man. Thank you so much. He mentioned me in his live stream today, and he pumped my subs like double, probably over double. And I just love that guy so much. Really, Jason Casper is not just a great trader, the best, honestly, the best trader I know, but he's a good human being as well. And he's a real big inspiration for us on how to live life. And, I have so much respect for him because of his love for God. And he's just a good, solid person. So, Jason, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Another huge shout out to Bitcoin Hyper, who was my very first teacher. He taught me so much. I'm in this game because of him. So, Hyper, I love you too, man. All right, you guys, have a good one.